subject to change as law enforcement gathers more information as an investigation continues. I can say with some sense at this time, based upon law enforcement officials have been briefed initially on the events at the ground, reporting along with my colleague Jonathan Dinks at 6:29 Eastern Time that the president is not expected to, the president is expected to survive this incident. I think that's the most important thing for people to know. The former president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, current presumptive nominee in the Republican Party, is expected to survive this incident. That's the initial indication that we have from the ground. There is an initial indication that either a fragment of a piece of ammunition or ammunition may have struck the president. It's possible it could have been a bullet ricochet. We just don't know. It's very early in this investigation.
This is
we
crazy.
do not have any sort of sense of a suspect.
This
we do
is
not have any
absolutely
sort
crazy.
of a sense of it's just one person or two people. We don't know. We don't know the type of weapon that's used. We don't know the motivation, though it appears to be clear to be going after former President Trump. But again, the headline at this time, the initial
they waited a
indication
couple
that
of good
Donald
seconds
Trump
to
is
respond.
expected to
Freedom
survive
for all.
this
It was
incident.
kind of strange how that happened.
We've got a lot more calls to make. We've got a lot more
They're
information
trying
to gather.
to assassinate him like they did
what I may have
JFK.
just said could change entirely in the next 5 minutes, the next 5 hours. We don't know. But that's the initial indication that we have, all subject
This is going to get ugly. This
Tom
is going to
Wiltshire,
be like
of course,
a civil
stay
war.
on this, and thank you for being with us tonight on this rapidly developing news story. Former President Donald Trump
for sure an assassination
appears to have
attempt.
been shot or
Look at
hit
him.
by some either ammunition or fragments in a rally that he was holding in Pennsylvania just moments ago. I want to turn to
look at his
the
fist.
moderator,
This
Media
guy
Press,
is a
Kristen
beauty.
Welker, who is with
Gets
us
shot
as well
and
tonight.
puts up his fist.
Kristen, these images that we're showing show the president to be conscious, the former president to be conscious the entire time, shaking and waving his fist in the air, but there does seem to be
and waving his fist.
blood
What a
emerging
beauty.
from his right ear, and possibly maybe some injury to the cheek.
Jose, that's right. The images are horrifying. The former president,
Man,
with
look at his ear.
his face bloodied. He's pumping his fists.
Dude,
he appears to be
if
saying,
it was just
fight,
an inch or two
fight,
over,
as
he'd
he is
be
ushered
dead.
off stage by the Secret Service.
Wow.
The political world just starting to absorb what has unfolded
his
in
fist in the air was
Pennsylvania
epic,
with just
Silver,
days until the Republican National Convention gets underway. Let me read you some of the reactions so far. Kelly O'Donnell has reached out to the Secret Service. The Secret Service saying they are still gathering information on this incident. So, of course, we will bring that to
I think this is
our viewers as soon as we get that. President Biden, for his part, was at church
I'm just
in
shocked
Delaware. As he left, he was asked
right now.
if he'd been briefed on this rally. He said no. He then got back into his motorcade. Undoubtedly, he will be briefed in the coming moments.
Yeah,
J.D. Vance, of course,
seems,
the senator
Chelsea.
from Ohio,
Absolutely.
who is a potential contender to be Trump's VP
freedom
nominee.
for all. You're absolutely right. The
Tweeting
security
out,
took a long time.
Everyone, join me
Let's see
in
this
praying
again.
for our President Trump and everyone
let's
at
watch
that
this. Look,
rally.
he knew
I hope
something hit him.
everyone is okay. Jose,
Actually, they were
we cannot
quick.
overstate this. This will send shockwaves throughout
No way.
the political world,
CNN
throughout the
initially
country,
claimed he fell
as
and was
everyone
removed from
absorbs
stage,
what
Dane
has
Smith
happened
said.
again. The former president rushed
Todd
off
Thompson,
stage,
CIA did this.
pumping his
Absolutely they
fist,
did, man.
appearing to have been injured at this rally in Pennsylvania, Jose.
Kristen Welker, thank you so very much. Stay
It
with
looked like
us.
he
I want
got
to go
shot
back to
in the
Dasha
shoulder,
Burns, who
too.
was at that rally. Dasha, if you would describe
It looked like he
to us
initially got
what
shot in the shoulder.
Set the stage for us. What was happening when the former president was apparently hit with something?
So those of us who are just joining,
that security needs to
we
be beefed
were
up. Oh, yeah,
on the press
absolutely.
risers. We were
Marvelous.
in front of the camera as the former president came onto the stage, started speaking. He was speaking, Jose, for maybe 3 to 5 minutes, perhaps even less. He was just starting to talk about the issue of immigration under President Biden. He put some slides up on the screens here. As he was starting to get into that issue, We were getting off the press risers here. I'll just tell you from my personal experience because we were
man.
in the middle
fishy about
of
this.
all
Buddy
of
got
this
shot and
as,
put up his fist.
this all transpired. We were getting
This
off
guy
of the
is a
press
champ.
riser, getting to the ground level where all of the attendees are on the grass here at this venue.
This is about to get ugly.
We heard at first what I thought might have been fireworks. I even saw a little bit of smoke. Wasn't sure what was going on. My producer Bianca and I then realized this might be something more serious.
It doesn't look so fake to me.
We then got ourselves behind a barricade for safety, trying to make sure that our colleagues and our peers around us were safe. Everyone ducked down. As you see in that video, the former president ducked down. Secret Service came and protected him. People in the audience here, those who were attending, initial confusion, shock. Again, when you first hear those shots, you really do think this might be fireworks, just because this is not something that you are expecting when you're at an event like this. We get down on the ground, we hear those continued pop, 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 pops. They kept going. It felt like for a long time for those of us who were here on site. But as you said, listening to it back, it was about 8 to 11 or so of those popping sounds.
Says it is not fake, but looks
the scene started to quiet down, as we stopped hearing those sounds, the former president started to get up, his Secret Service escorting him off the stage. The crowd went from that initial shock, fear to cheering for him as he stood up, and it was clear that he was not unconscious, but he did seem to be bloody. Then the crowd started to disperse. In fact, we're being told right now that they would like the media to exit the premises, so that's what we're going to do as soon as we finish this, Jose. Then we got back up immediately to try to tell you what we experienced, what was going on. Again, just a few minutes into his speech here. The crowd also quite angry at the press, and we are now being told by Secret Service that we need to leave, Jose. So I'm going to say goodbye to you for now, but we will keep you posted. I'll post it out. I'll phone in later if we have more information, Jose.
Dasha, thank you very much. Do what is needed to do. Stay safe and do exactly what authorities are asking you to do.
Yeah, man, this is crazy.
And if you're listening to
Look at the blood on his face.
I want you to listen as well as
the way he puts up his fist. This guy
just
is a
short
beauty.
moments ago in Pennsylvania at former President Donald Trump's rally. We're going to start from this part and just go right through the whole incident.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Oh, they shot 3 times. Oh, bro. There's like 4 or 5 shots, and they missed. They probably shot him in the shoulder, too. Yeah, it's like 8 or 9 shots. You guys hear that? Wow. Wow, you could hear the Secret Service on the mic, too. Damn. That's not enough security for a president, realistically. This is just nuts. I'm shocked they don't move him quicker.
Let me get my shoes. I got you, sir. Let me get my shoes, sir. Hold on in your head.
He's like, let me get my shoes on. This guy's a beauty. Come on, put.
Watch out.
Buddy just got shot. He's like, let me get my shoes on and let me put a fist up. This guy is incredible. Man. This guy is incredible. Wow. I just don't know what to say.
This time around, as we play back what happened just a short while ago in Donald Trump's Pennsylvania rally, I heard at least 13 shots.
Yeah, I heard like 8 or 9 shots.
And there was some different
How many shots did you guys hear?
Intensity or strength of the shots, which could mean that there were a number of, again, shots.
That one guy sticking up the middle finger to the media.
There was some responsive shots. We
Look at these guys.
Heard members of security say the shooter is down. Peter Alexander is with us,
shooter
our
is
chief
down.
White House correspondent. Peter,
how can they get the shooter that fast?
Right now? And I understand that President Biden has been informed of what happened.
Jose, that's right. We have been in touch with
son who say that they were right there. They were in the area where this happened. Donna, let me start with you. First of all, are you okay?
Yes, I'm shook. I'm definitely shook up, but I'm okay. Yeah, and Trump was talking, watching him. I heard
wow.
Pop, pop, pop. I thought it was like a cap gun, and my son's like, gun, get down.
It was a silencer.
Next thing you know,
the guy who had a silencer
around us was down. And then once we got down, we was up at the top of our bleacher, the men were yelling to all the snipers and all the cops to come over because he had shot a man and a woman in our bleacher.
It doesn't make sense how the Secret
fatal.
Service are there watching every event with
down.
snipers, and then a sniper was there to shoot Trump?
So
come
Joe,
on.
What exactly did you see? Because from our vantage point, we couldn't see what was going on. We didn't see any individuals.
This guy,
all we
I swear,
could do was listen for those sounds. But what did you see?
Again, I was watching the president, and you hear the gunshots go off. Remarks from up top said that the shooter actually climbed up the back of the bleacher. And
how did the shooter even get to the back of the bleachers?
There was 2 people down. They were calling for medics. We did see the 2 people that were shot, and we saw them get carried out.
Wow. 2 other people were shot?
The one didn't look like they were okay. I hope the other one's okay, and just may God watch over them tonight.
And Don, you said 2 people. Were these 2 people fellow attendees of the rally?
This is crazy, man.
And what
Hold on,
kind
I'm gonna put my phone on the charger.
Did you see them
1 second.
get shot directly, or did you just see the aftermath?
No, you just heard the noise. You heard the pop, 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 seen the aftermath, and neither of them looked good. They were both down. Nobody was talking. Nobody was moving.
What was going through your mind as you were witnessing?
Just insane, guys.
Are they still here?
Please like the video. Like the video, subscribe, please.
He's holding my hand, and we were going to get up and try to get out of here, and some gentleman there said, no, you stay down.
Yeah.
So we stayed down, and then we
nuts.
finally heard everybody evacuate, and he grabbed my hand, and we got out of there.
And Joe, what was your state of mind coming into this rally today?
The
what
guy
were you
puts up a
expecting,
fist,
and
man.
what
This
are you
Trump is
feeling
legendary.
now as we all experienced a day that none of us thought
Please
would
like the video, subscribe,
Well,
please.
I was excited. I mean, this is just our second rally, and the first one, Trump is very energetic when he comes to these, and
right.
Well, now I want to vote for him more than ever.
Yeah, see? The whole country's going to vote for him. He just got
just
shot.
to send a message to these people.
Yes.
They can't stop us.
Yes, they can't stop
Don,
us.
how are you feeling? I mean, you're here with your son. Of course, you want to protect your baby, and you don't want them or yourself to be in any danger. What were those mama instincts in that moment, and how are you feeling right now?
Exactly. My mama instincts were when he grabbed my hand, I knew my son was scared to death because he was holding my hand. He had held my hand since he was probably 5 or 6 years old. And so he held on to my hand, and
Okay, let's go watch this.
You can imagine. My heart went into a million.
To absorb what has unfolded in Pennsylvania with just days
I just can't
until
believe
the
they tried to
Republican
assassinate
National
this
Convention gets
guy.
underway. Let me read
If
you
there's
some of the
snipers there
reactions
who
so
are
far.
CIA and
Kelly
FBI
O'Donnell has
watching
reached
the whole
out to the
rally,
Secret Service.
and
The
they
Secret
didn't
Service
see this
saying
guy
they are
climb
still
up on
gathering
bleachers
information
and try to snipe
on this
Trump?
incident.
Come
So
on.
of course we will
Come
bring
on.
that to our viewers as soon as we get that. President Biden, for his part, was at church.
Biden was at church. That's how you know he.
On this rally,
Biden was at church when Trump was
he then got
when
back
Trump
into
got
his
shot.
motorcade. Undoubtedly,
There's
he
something
will be
suspicious here.
in the
I've
coming
seen
moments.
mafia movies.
J.D. Vance, of course, the senator from Ohio.
Haven't you
who
guys
is a
seen
potential
Godfather 2?
contender to
Where was
be,
Michael when he was
Trump's
assassinating
VP
all his
nominee,
enemies?
tweeting out,
In church.
everyone join me in praying for our President Trump and everyone at that rally. I hope everyone is okay. Jose.
Not the day that you were expecting, and thank you so much for sharing.
Everyone
your story
like the
with us.
video,
Don't
subscribe
go too
to the
far.
channel,
I might have
please.
some follow-up questions for you.
Thank you.
So Lester, there you have it. Another first-hand account. They were right there. This was not the experience anyone was
What do you guys
expecting.
think will
Still
be the
trying to
outcome
grapple
of this?
with
Do you think more
what just
people
happened
will
here,
vote
Lester?
for Trump?
Tasha Burns, thank
more
you
than
for that
ever?
interview. Very revealing. We should point out it's unconfirmed what those witness accounts were of other people who might have been wounded. We're tracking all that down.
Yeah,
and
this
as soon
is
as we have more on that,
absolutely
we'll
insane,
certainly
guys.
bring it to you. I want to bring in our investigative correspondent, Tom Winter. He joins us on the phone with some new reporting on the events
Let's
tonight.
go.
Tom?
Lester, incorporating the work of myself and my colleague Jonathan Dean, 2 senior U.S. law enforcement officials tell NBC News that there is a growing concern that this was a serious, or may have been a serious attempt on the life of former President Donald Trump.
Yeah, this was an assassination
based
attempt.
on the facts of the investigation as they're developing them. Again, to repeat, 2 senior law enforcement officials tell NBC News that there is a growing concern that this may have
there's
been
going to be a civil war in
serious
America.
attempt on the life of former President Trump.
I think there's going to be a civil war.
Lester, I can tell you, as you can well imagine, there is a lot of conflicting information right now as this investigation
What do you
gets
guys
sorted
think is
out.
going to happen?
What occurred on the ground, who heard what from where, and obviously we're proceeding with extreme caution as to what we're hearing and who may or may not have been involved. But there is definitely a concern that this may have been a serious attempt on former President Trump's life.
Like,
and
this is
be
beyond crazy, guys.
Some people might say that that would be obvious. You know, different things can happen at these events. You don't know the sequence of events and how it happens. So the fact that there may have been,
let's see. Really Cold says Trump grazed by
gunfire. By somebody that
gunfire.
might have been capable of doing this.
Marlis says, "How did the
is why we
shooter die?"
believe this
Yeah,
is newsworthy. So that's
I'm
the
surprised that the
latest we have
shooter
right now.
died. Nobody knows anything.
Preliminary
Yeah,
information
this
from
is
the
suspicious.
scene, from people that have been briefed on what the
Shooter was
investigation
shot
holds.
down. Lighty
And so we're
Play
going to continue
says.
to do our reporting and obviously get right back on with you as we get more information.
How was it not
Tom,
a
stay with me
serious
very quickly. I
attempt,
just want to
says
point out we saw some
Bitsource
shots of
AML.
police tape
He
now
was
being
3
put around
inches
the
to the
area.
left.
That
Yeah,
the
100%. He
stands
was
where,
literally
former
inches
President
away
Trump
from death.
Was
if they
apparently
shot him a little
there
closer,
earlier, that it's now a crime scene. So what you're seeing is, in fact, a crime scene. The Secret Service likely to lead that investigation.
Yeah,
But
Biden's
Tom,
toast now. Absolutely, Joe
we've
Wright.
all talked about it. We've seen examples of it. Political violence.
Luke Upleft
this
says
is something
Trump
that law
grift. What are you
enforcement
talking about,
has
Trump grift? He
been
just got
bracing
shot
itself for
almost in the
this
face.
campaign season, is it not?
Without a doubt,
Place says
Lester,
shooter
I
is
have
dead.
lost track of the amount of times you and I have talked about it.
Oh,
privately in
Todd
the
Thompson
offices.
says, I think the
We've
follow-up shots
reported
were
on
taking
it.
out the
FBI
shooter.
director,
That makes sense.
In an interview with you directly,
That makes a lot of sense.
said that he was concerned about this type of thing, Lester, and so
Biden told donors
I think
time to
everybody's
put
been
Trump on
concerned about
bullseye.
the potential,
Yeah, no problem, Adrian.
issues,
Everyone,
the
please like the
potential,
video and subscribe.
things that could come up during the course of this election. Given how divided the country is,
Biden will
given
just
the
say
level of
Putin did
threat,
it. Second horizon.
So that's something that people are acutely focused on, for sure.
All right, Tom, thanks very much. I'll let
Yeah,
you get
second
back
horizon,
to
you're
your
right.
reporting,
Centimeters,
and there will be more
millimeters
details
from
as
him.
this story develops
Trump
here
almost
tonight.
died
Let's
here
bring in
tonight, guys.
Evie Pomporis, a
Where
former
is our
Secret Service
military,
agent joining me
Dr.
on the telephone
Delbert?
right now. Can you give us a
Mangala
sense of what
Raj,
you have seen?
military coup
Give us
coming
your
up. Yeah, you never
professional eye
know. This
of
could
what
be a
appears to
civil war
transpire.
after this. This is like crazy
Yeah,
news,
so
guys.
what we're seeing is him attending a rally,
Dane Smith,
speaking
this
at
is
the rally, and
100%
then
real
we hear
and
the
unfortunately
shots.
expected.
That it almost sounds like these soft popping sounds. So we hear these multiple shots.
Silver Miyagi.
We see him put his hands
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
thank
air,
you,
and then
Silver
he sees
Miyagi.
the
I appreciate
agents
you.
come in. Those
I appreciate
agents
you
that
guys
come
all
in
for
are the
watching.
shift.
Please
It's
like
the
the video
detail
and
team.
subscribe.
For them to come in like that, that means this is a serious threat. Something serious happened. We're also seeing the tactical team, and we're looking at the live shot.
I just love that he
the
put his
shot
fist up,
of
guys.
tactical
Who
team.
else
That's the element
thinks
that
that is
comes
the
in. When you see the
craziest,
tactical team,
most
their
incredible
job is
thing
to
ever?
look
You just
for the
got
threat.
shot in
So
the
you have
ear,
two entities
almost
here.
died, and you
Agents
put
in
your
suits,
fist up
they're
like
the
I'm still
shift.
alive.
Shift comes in, immediately comes on top of the president, and they
This
are there
guy is
to
incredible.
surround him and to make sure that the shot
The music
hits
player
them.
says,
The tactical
Silver
element
greetings
that
from
we see come
Germany.
in after,
Greetings, music player.
Their job is to
Freedom
move
for
out,
all.
and
We
see them
need to all
spacing
wake
out
up to the
toward
fact that
crowd,
Trump would
and
not
they
be
are
a
to
savior
look
for
for
America,
the
regardless
threat.
of what happens.
Clearly, we see the agents
Luke.
that get around him. They shield him.
So he got shot in
and
the
then
ear?
they
Yeah, he
move
got shot in the
this
ear, man.
unison to
There was
shield
like
him
3 shots. He almost
body-wise so
died.
that nothing strikes him. They move him slowly
Yeah,
down
Second
the stairs
Horizon,
and
epic
make their
reveal
way
of
to
true
the
character.
armored
This is,
vehicle.
yeah, that's Trump's
That's
true
what we're
character
looking
right
at.
here. Just got
Now,
shot, and he puts
Lester,
his
if we're
fist
looking at
saying,
how did this happen?
basically said
Again,
the F
this
word.
is all alleged,
He's like,
nothing's
F
been
yeah.
confirmed. But if we're looking at what's going on here, what went,
Shannon
and,
Wright, Trump
soon to say,
is
but
gangster.
how did
Yes,
such a thing
Shannon, you are
happen?
absolutely right.
When you have rallies like this, ideally,
Pink
you're supposed to
Panther,
have
I thought I saw blood.
magnetometers.
Yeah,
So that's
there's
gonna be the
blood,
first
man. Look at
thing
his
they're gonna
ear. It's
look at.
leaking.
Were there magnetometers, right? How did this weapon get in?
Yeah.
Sometimes when
This
it's
is-
a former president,
This is very
you may not
suspicious,
have
guys.
all the
Everyone like the video. Please
elements
subscribe.
that a
I
sitting
appreciate
president would
you.
have, right? All the tactical capabilities. So it's going to be,
Yeah,
how
this
did that
is-
weapon get in?
this is gonna be a
Were
civil
there
war.
magnetometers? Were people checked for weapons? And then from that point, where was that person positioned? right? How
did the CIA and the FBI even allow a shooter to be?
Well, as we look at these pictures again, as you
described,
the former president being rushed into that vehicle to be taken away from the scene.
Yeah, second horizon.
I keep thinking about
they
what's
say it's a
happening in
lone
the crowd.
gunman. I don't think it's a lone
Cameras
gunman
aren't
either.
Pointing on the crowd, but given the number of pops or potential shots we heard,
everyone like the video, please.
It seems a lot of people were at risk. You've covered these events, no doubt, as have I. A lot of people wanting to get close to their candidate.
It's not out of the
part
question.
of what happens in a campaign. How does the Secret Service
president being
draw the balance
assassinated?
there
I'm sure
as to
Americans
create,
all over,
a fortress of security at the
Civil
same
War
time,
will
allowing
eventually
people to
break
do
out.
what people should be doing at rallies like this?
Civil War is not out of the question.
So let's go to your first point, where there's
especially
people
if
there.
they rig the elections.
When you do these events,
if they're trying to rig the elections and assassinate
when you
Trump,
an event like this, you're the
there will be eventually civil war.
So you have two goals, two missions. I am to protect the President of the United States.
Yeah, you're right, too, Geoff. This will unite America.
The other
you're
goal
right,
or
too.
mission
you're
is
right.
the people at this event.
This could
so
really
yes,
unite America.
They're targeting, or let's say assuming, right, that again,
Foster
we don't have
Quinn,
confirmation.
Mark
but when someone
Violets,
is targeting the President,
Quantum
right,
Allure,
they're going
Bill
to shoot.
Burns.
Yes, he's an issue, but also the people in the area are an issue, right? Where are all these rounds going? So when we hear these sounds,
will take over America,
small,
do the events like this even faster.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Workaholic 53. They just elected Trump. Absolutely.
Every round, Lester, has to go somewhere.
Pink Panther. Well, in fairness, there were no gun checks in the rallies I went to.
All these people.
Okay, if there's no gun checks,
not
then
just for the safety of the U.S. president,
eventually.
but you are responsible for the people there.
The
president.
Everyone like the video and subscribe, please.
A target, right? Wherever he moves,
I appreciate
danger goes with him just because of what he attracts.
We are the remnant, says blood looks surface, no injury.
So when you put them in a place like this, you also have to think strategically.
Adrian
what
says
about all
blue
the
hair
people
is already saying
now,
it's fake.
This
is not fake,
that
man.
are
Look
set
at,
up.
like he's literally just
see
got
the
shot
stakes
in
that's
the
set
ear.
up. What you may not see in that shot is you will have ingress and egress elements. That means you want multiple ways in.
I told my sister a Democrat CNN was grinning.
Out.
She
so
said
you want
she
movement
was
for
too.
the president.
I'm done with her.
You also want to create an alternate movement for him if he can't get out the primary
Workaholic
way. So
53, the stated and captured audio from security that the shooter was down.
And those vehicles that are staged there, they are positioned there specifically to evac him, to evacuate him.
Yeah, it's very suspicious, man.
Because also you're in an open area here, right?
Right.
So you don't have that concealment.
All I know is there's something's very suspicious happening
area
with
like
Trump.
this, massive line of sight issues,
very
meaning you can get the threat from so many different ways, so many different areas. And just one thing to touch on, too.
Yeah, I don't
typically,
know.
after an event like this, it's typically the FBI who comes in to do the investigation of what happened, right? So it's the Secret Service element is the element that does the protection, and the FBI typically is who's going to come in to investigate what and how did this happen.
Abby, let me ask you
Billy
this.
Homeyer says
in
the
terms
shot
of what kind of
grazed skull
intelligence
came within
law
1/8
enforcement
of
has
being
or is
killed.
given
Yeah,
before an
absolutely,
event. We're in prime time
Second horizon.
campaign
Keep the
season. These candidates are out there doing
the
sometimes
away from
multiple
this
stops
crime.
in a
Keep
day.
the FBI away from this
Big
crime.
crowds
Absolutely.
lined up. How much
you never
does
know who's
local law
responsible for
enforcement
this.
know about
Who
potential
assassinated
threats? Maybe
JFK?
somebody in the crowd who has written a nasty email or a letter or that sort of thing.
They do. When you go out, a part of the advance.
Yeah, this is
you
crazy,
out,
guys.
You work with the local police department. So here he's going to his location, right? He's going to a town, to a city, wherever he's going.
What do you think the outcome of
from this? You have many meetings with the local police department. The president, former president's coming in. He's going to do a rally, and we share intel. The U.S. Secret Service shares their intel. This is what we're hearing from our side. The local police department, typically because they know what's going on in their community, they're also going to have their ears to the ground. They're going to have intelligence and information. And then we have these meetings. The Secret Service will have these meetings before an event where everybody comes together and everybody shares. I'm hearing this. You're hearing this. What do we need to do? What elements do we need to put in place? So if you're hearing there's a lot of protesters, you're hearing
yeah, this is crazy,
that
man.
People are going to show up and cause problems. That is all communicated so that you can figure out what you need. And also, you can figure out what assets
I don't trust the FBI. Do you guys trust the FBI and the CIA? I would not trust this.
You're seeing
the FBI anywhere near this scene.
You'll see uniforms for police department, but they also have an element there that is the unseen. We don't call them undercovers, but there's those agents and law
How do they
enforcement
let
who
a
will
sniper
circulate in
get
the
up
area
there?
in
I just
plain
want to
clothes
know. It
and
is
kind
so
of lend their
suspicious,
ear out and
guys.
hear what's going on.
All right, Eva, you have been a tremendous help helping us understand the mechanics of security in a situation
And
like
I don't
this.
get how they got the
Hopefully
whole
we can rely
story.
on
They
you,
shot the
again,
shooter
to talk a bit
already
later, but
and
thank you
everything
so
already
much.
done,
We
hey?
continue to look at the video,
So
the shocking
suspicious.
video, frankly, from Pennsylvania, where earlier this evening, early evening here on the East Coast, someone apparently took shots at the former President Trump. As we heard two senior law enforcement officials saying there is a growing concern that there may have been a serious attempt on the life of former President
You guys
Trump.
think this was an assassination attempt?
Apparently
'Cause
his
I do.
wounds are survivable. He's barely doing okay, but we saw him
Michael says very tight.
clutching his ear, a bloodied ear, as
We
he
Are
was
the
led from
Remnant
the
says
scene.
everyone seems calm.
People heard multiple pops in the crowd.
Barron says, where are
we
the Democrats to
continuing to track
condemn this?
information we can about any potential
GM says,
other
how
victims
can you miss that
in this,
shot?
people who might have been in that
Music
crowd.
player.
This was
Order
a
50 ounces
rally,
of silver right
unlike
now.
some, pretty much like so many we have seen throughout this election season. People joyous,
Yeah,
people excited about seeing
what's the price of Bitcoin right now?
what he had
Bitcoin
to
and
say.
gold is probably going to be
Nobody
shooting
signed
up at
for
market
this,
open.
However, I want to go to NBC's Dasha Burns, just
now.
outside that Trump rally north of Pittsburgh.
Chauncey
Dasha, you
Hart
were
says,
there as
how
the
does the
crowds
Secret
were
Service
trying
with
to
a
get
gun,
out,
with a gun
as you
anywhere
watch
near
the
him?
video,
Yeah, very
of course,
odd.
your
Extremely odd.
your eyes
FBI
are
now
focused
travels
on
in
former
U-Hauls
President
wearing
Trump and his
their
reaction.
khakis
You're
and
also seeing
identical
people in the crowd
sunglasses.
who seem unaware, don't quite realize
Andrew
what's
Tate
happening.
was right.
I
The
suppose
Matrix
that's not
couldn't imprison
unusual.
him, so they
As you were
escalate.
able to exit the
I wanna
grounds, were
see
people beginning to
where
fill
he
in
got
some of the blanks of what they saw?
assassinated
Play Pennsylvania shots. So Peter,
There he is.
Peter Alexander
I'm
is
just
with us.
look at his fist
Chief
bump,
White
man.
House,
This guy's incredible.
Correspondent Peter,
WinCod
what do we know
75
as
says
of
CIA.
right now? And I understand that President Biden has been informed of what happened.
Everyone like the video, please. Like the video.
Jose, that's right. We have
and
been in touch
subscribe. I
with
appreciate
senior
it.
officials at the White House who tell NBC News that President Biden, who
We are the
is spending
remnants.
this
I don't think he was
weekend
shot from
at his
from
property
behind. I
in
think he was shot
Rehoboth.
from the side. That's why the guy missed. Oh, where's the live stream?
Feared and
There we
was
go.
trying to protect against, certainly as we head toward the conventions.
Orders are thousands of cars here. And Lester, we are running into people who have evacuated the rally, are
Everyone like the
looking
video
for their
and
vehicles
subscribe,
and
please.
trying to process what just happened. That's how I ran into Aaron here. Aaron was in the front row there near the former president. Aaron, first of all, are you okay? How are you feeling?
I'm okay. I was in the first row. I was directly in front of Trump, my seat.
Damn,
I
she was
looking him
directly in
the eye.
front of. Oh, Jesus, she was right in front of Trump.
We heard the pops. Maybe 3 minutes into the rally, 3 to 4 minutes, I heard 4 pops. Pop, pop, pop.
Dang.
The 4 Secret Service immediately jumped on the stage, and we saw him push President Trump to the ground.
Dang.
Then the gentleman that have
Oh, hold on, sorry guys.
up, and
There you
Trump
go.
said, "I got to get my shoes on first."
Did his shoes come off?
His shoes must have. We couldn't see it underneath that, but his shoes must have come off when they dropped him down to the ground.
Right.
First thing he said, we could all hear it. I have to get my shoes on first. And
This
when
guy
he stood
got
up,
shot
I'm
in-
looking at him forward. I see the red teardrop right here of blood, fresh red blood, just a little tear. Then when they got him up and they turned him, I could see the blood from the top of the ear to the bottom.
Wow.
Wasn't gushing, but it was covered. And then he put the fist bump up, stay strong, and they walked him off.
That's incredible.
Aaron, what was going through your
That
mind?
is
What did
so
you think when you
legendary.
first heard those sounds?
I thought to do what you just said. I thought it was fireworks, 4th of July. It's been pop, pop, pop. That's what it sounded like. The gentleman behind me, I was one seat, he was to the right of me. He could see the sharpshooter behind Trump. He said the sharpshooter shot to the left. He killed the gentleman in the water tower here.
No.
Now, when I called my husband at home, who's watching TV, he said, I thought Trump hurt his ear when he went to the ground. But he said, no, on TV they showed before Trump hit
Everyone
the ground,
like the video
ear
and
was
subscribe,
bleeding.
please.
So that sharpshooter went across. Trump turned his head. His ear must have been nipped, and it killed somebody in the stands over to the left.
Oh,
Could
so
you
someone
see
died
anyone injured
in the
besides
stands.
the blood on the former
So
president?
Trump
All
literally.
I saw was the
Oh, they
gentleman
missed Trump and killed
from
another
Beaver County
person.
who spoke earlier in the day. He was running for the State House Representative, Elmore. I know his name. He had a white shirt on, and I saw him come from that left stands where the people were mostly
Everyone like the
shot.
video and
I think
subscribe,
there was
please.
several. They said 3 medevacs left here. Blood
Tom
was down
S.
the
says
right side.
shooter was killed.
He wasn't shot, but you could see that he was next to somebody who must have been bleeding profusely. because he either helped them and ran, rubbed against them or tried to get them help or something. It was covered. So I knew that he was near somebody. That was my first indication that somebody was actually shot when I saw his blood on his shirt.
This is crazy,
Aaron,
guys.
when did you realize that, hey, this might not be fireworks, this might be something else?
When they got Trump down on the ground. And then we were just so concerned that he wasn't hit because we couldn't.
Tyler Sampson says he grabbed his ear on pure instinct. Can't fake that.
I guess if you have it on your camera to see the exact minute, you can tell.
Vinay, was it Biden? Question mark.
He did not look bad at all. He didn't. He looked very strong. So then I saw that little bit. When I saw that blood, he must have just hurt himself, hopefully. But it does appear that he was probably nicked by that bullet. That
and Aaron
turned his head just in the nick of time, but just.
And Aaron, you were so near to all of this yourself. You were right there. How did you personally feel about your own safety? Were you scared? What was that experience?
I was totally not scared for my own. None of us in that front row
She was not scared,
went down to the ground.
You scared?
Not a one.
What was that experience?
We wanted to only help the president. That's all we wanted to do. Either we could protect him, we could stand around him. I didn't see one person in the row hit the ground. Not one. I was shocking. No one was concerned about us. We were only concerned about him.
Now, you're somewhere safe. You're out of there as you're starting to process this. I know we'll all be processing this over the coming days and weeks. How are you feeling now in this moment?
Well, what I've heard coming out here is now they feel
Guys,
like there
this
was
is
two
crazy.
shooters on both sides. So they got the one on the
Mark Barnard
tower.
says Hillary
side,
hitman.
but the
Yeah,
one on the
was it
right
a
side
Hillary?
they never got.
Was it Hillary Clinton?
So
What do you guys
That's why they
think?
wanted us to leave immediately because they thought there's still a shooter out
Could
there
it be
somewhere.
Hillary
So there
Clinton?
could be in these woods around Butler.
Aaron, I've covered many Trump rallies. I don't know how many you've been to.
Guys, this is insane.
I was here. I was the fourth car in the parking lot this morning at 20 to
Mark
7.
Barnard
So I
says
worked all day.
Hillary hitman? Question
You've been
mark.
here all day.
Two shooters? Question
that's
mark.
And you were NBC. Yeah,
we're here. Look, the atmosphere
Yeah, I
coming
don't know,
into a
man.
Trump
This is
rally,
crazy.
the supporters,
Geoff says
very
two
jovial, very
shooters now?
celebratory.
Question mark.
Typically, people are selling merchandise, food.
Lighty plays.
What's
Gold will probably do 400
What
plus
were you
on
coming
Monday.
in with today, and what are you leaving with?
Everyone
tonight?
hit the like button.
Well, I was here
button
4
and
years ago when
subscribe,
he was in
please.
Butler. It was like 58,000 people. I tell people it was the most magical night of my life. When he came on that helicopter and circled
Anyone
2
filming
times, he
in
had 4
8mm
rallies
so
that
we
night.
can analyze
It
what
was just
happened in
an
more detail?
unbelievable night. And I was
Yeah,
anticipating
I want to know.
to be another
I want to see full
unbelievable night,
footage.
but not this way.
I want to see full footage
just-
of the shooter.
It's just very sad.
There has to be
I mean,
footage of the
all these
shooter or
people that
something.
came to see him and to have him hurt. I
Okay,
can't
let's see
even
this
describe
again.
it.
Let's
you
see
know?
this again.
Boom,
yeah, he grabbed his ear.
I just feel
Look,
sad.
2-3
I feel
shots.
sad for our country. I feel sad for everybody, I mean,
Man,
you don't like
this
the
is
guy, don't vote
insane.
for him.
Yeah, if you don't like the
kill
guy,
him.
don't
We
feel-
love the guy.
Exactly.
We're going to vote for him. I mean, what is up with his violence? I mean, it's just terrible.
No, man, this is gonna
I just
be
wish
crazy.
that people that, I mean, I'm glad that guy's no longer with us anymore in that tower. And I hope they get the other one too. And I hope they don't nick him. I hope they get him and he's down.
Damn,
Aaron,
this lady
thank you
just
so
said,
much.
I hope
I'm
they
so glad-
not
No,
take.
I'm
Wow.
so glad you're safe. I know it's a lot to process.
What are
today.
you guys'
Thank you
thoughts
so
on
much
this?
for your time. Thank you. Absolutely.
Do you think Trump? Do you think the whole country
the shoes
will
and new
vote for
detail.
Trump
And
now?
Lester, of course, this is an eyewitness account. We don't have those details confirmed. This is what Aaron witnessed from her vantage point. We will wait for law
Geoff
enforcement
McCarthy
to give
said
us
she
those
just
details.
said 2 shooters. See, like this is so
again,
suspicious.
This is
2 shooters, FBI on the
situation,
scene.
and
Doesn't
right
make
now,
any sense.
Aaron and so many others just trying to make their way home, as there are thousands of
follow the
people
money,
who were
Aaron.
in this parking lot. Quite a bit of a traffic jam.
Everyone, please
at,
like
at
the
this
video
point,
and
as people are
subscribe. I
trying
appreciate it a lot.
to make their way out, and of course, Lester, make sense of what it is that they just witnessed.
Yeah, Dasha, thank you for your continued great reporting there as we get these accounts, and it bears reiterating. Look, folks, there are things that we're hearing, things we're learning. We will tell them to you when we can confirm them. Obviously, the witnesses
Okay, let's see
have been
this again
describing
closely.
potentially
Everyone
other
watch
victims
close.
in this, and we continue to work that angle very aggressively. As we know more, we'll tell you about this.
I mean, the
Same
Secret
in
Service
terms
was
of,
pretty quick
what we will
to hop on
hopefully
him.
be able to learn about who was behind this attack.
And imagine someone gets
As soon as
shot
we
and
can
you
tell
have to
something
hop
we
on
can
them
verify,
as
we
a
will go
shield.
right
Like
to
you're
that.
basically, that's
Our
pretty
senior
wild.
White House correspondent Kelly O'Donnell joins us now. Kelly, talk to me about reaction from the
All right.
Biden administration.
Quantum
Obviously
allure.
watching this with great concern tonight.
Well, Lester, there are important steps
Teflon
that
Dawn.
the administration
That's a good,
takes at this point.
That's a good
current
hashtag,
president
Baron.
has been
Teflon
briefed
Dawn.
by the director of the Secret Service, Kimberly Cheadle, and of course, her agents were with former President Trump, are getting direct
This could
information
embolden
from
further
the scene
attempts. They
to
might
the
think
president.
they
In
nearly
addition, the president
succeeded.
has
C.
been
Ritter said
talking
that.
with his
C. Ritter
Secretary
says
of
this could
Homeland
embolden further
Security and
attempts.
his Homeland Security advisor inside
Really
the White
Cold
House.
says
That,
it's
of course,
all
is
staged,
Alejandro
but go with the
Mayorkas,
flow to make a
Secretary
buck.
at Cabinet
What do you
level,
mean it's all
and Liz
staged?
Sherwood
You
Randall,
guys think
who
this is
advises
all
the
staged?
president on potential homeland threats inside the United States. In this moment, it is
Shannon
not
Wright, in the
candidate and
background, there's
candidate. This is
songs.
the sitting president having to deal with the law enforcement piece,
What
the
songs?
national security implications,
H&R
and sort of the
AUS. Do you think I should
mindset
buy
of the
some more
nation
gold today?
when
Yes, you should buy
an
some
event
more
like
gold.
this
Yes.
happens.
Everyone
so
like the
president
video
is
and
getting those
subscribe,
threads of
please. I
information
appreciate you.
coming into him. He is in
Shannon
Delaware
Wright,
right
in the
now.
background
the
there are
Vice President
signs
has also
reading Joe
received
Biden,
an
you're
initial
fired.
briefing. And certainly we are also hearing from others who have
Oh, yeah, it says
had
you're
their own
fired.
experience and still do with the Secret Service. Former President George W. Bush putting out a statement saying that he
BZ7
and Laura
highlights
Bush
says, duh.
are grateful
Lighty
to the
Play says, I
Secret
bought
Service
12
that they
ounces
were
of
able
gold,
to
500 ounces of
get
silver right now.
former
Jeez,
President
Lighty
Trump's
Blaze, that's
safety, and they're concerned,
serious.
of course, about
Everyone
what
like the
this
video and
incident was
subscribe,
about,
please.
and they thank first responders for their swift action.
Butch
So all
Kleeman,
the
what's
apparatus
going
of
on
the
behind the
federal
scenes?
government,
Watch the markets.
shifts to deal
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
something
Watch
like
the
this.
markets on
The Secret
Monday
Service
because
is involved in the
a president has
investigation.
just
They're
been
also, of course,
an attempt of
involved in the
assassination.
day-to-day
Insane. And he's
protection
putting
of
up
the
his
former
fist.
president.
This guy's
I have
incredible.
been told, based on my reporting, that the level of protection that he would receive as a former
RLG222.
president,
Yeah,
which
I
has
don't buy
been
gold or
his
silver.
existence these last 3.5
But
years.
she wants to preserve wealth. You need
Heading
to get
into the
into
convention
cryptocurrency.
in Milwaukee, he would be getting a larger
GM, I was
detail
hoping
as
for a
the
silver
presumptive
dip.
candidate
Lighty
going
Plays, markets
forward.
will
So
explode.
expecting
What do you guys
already
think? Do you think
plans
the
in
markets
works
will
for him
explode,
to have
or
a more robust
everyone like and subscribe
set
the
of
video?
agents
Please
and
comment
procedures around
your
him.
thoughts.
They're also, of course, waiting to envelop the new running mate to be named at some point, and that person would also have Secret Service protection. When
I
former
think this is
President
going to be a
Trump
civil
announces his
war.
pick.
Like they're trying
What
to
happened
assassinate
today
Trump.
rattles
This
the
is
very
crazy.
core
Or it could
of the
unite the
Secret
country,
Service. They
what
do
some
train
other
for
comments
this.
have said.
They are dealing with this potential threat at every
Billy
event
Homeoyer,
all the
Bitcoin
time.
is up
Here at the White House, where I am
1.15%.
right
Yeah,
now,
of course
no
the markets
visible
are going to
sign
go
of any
crazy.
enhanced
Look at that guy's
security.
face.
They
Look
are
at Trump's
focused
face.
on certainly the events
What a
surrounding
beauty.
the former president
Shannon
at that
Wright,
location.
the sign
It would
should
also
read,
include state
Joe
and
Biden,
local
you're fired.
authorities
Quantum
who would be
allure.
on the ground
They
participating
may
in
accelerate the
investigation,
Patriot
which would
Act and
typically
go
be
after
led
American
by the FBI.
patriots.
So, as far as any
See,
contact from the
of
president,
course,
he's got a team
yeah, you
of
never know.
senior advisors around him.
They will
who
take
are
this
able to give
opportunity
him
to bring out
direct
more
information
crazy
from the
laws
Secret Service
to
as
target
well
Americans.
as the Department
Absolutely.
of Justice, law enforcement, and importantly,
Absolutely.
those Homeland Security advisors,
BZ7
both at
highlights
the
says they
cabinet
got to
level and
protect him
inside the
extra
White
now.
House,
Of course they
who
got to
may
protect
have
him
more of
extra.
a picture
Dane
about
Smith,
potential
bet the
threats or concerns
VIX,
that our
Barron.
colleague Tom Winter was talking
Can't
about.
wait to
That's
see
where
Trump
we are at this point
UFC
from the
event.
White
Going-
House.
Oh yeah,
Lester.
next
Kelly
UFC
O'Donnell,
event with
thank you
Trump
very
will
much.
be
Excuse
insane.
me. The good news is, again, we saw the former president
Yeah,
leaving,
Steve
getting into the car,
DeRedneck, absolutely.
pretty much under
Steve
his own
DeRedneck,
power,
I agree
certainly
with you. It
supported
might
and
rally the country
escorted,
to Trump now.
safety,
Yeah, that
but,
could unite the country.
He looks like he will be okay.
Really
and
Cold
once
says
again,
that's worth
flashing
$100
that,
pop in
triumphant
gold.
fist that is
H&R AUS,
characteristic of
awesome.
many
Thanks
of
for
his
the live. No
campaigns.
problem for the
those of you
live.
just
Please
tuning
like
in,
the
we want to
video,
play for you the
subscribe. I
moment when
appreciate
Secret
it.
Service agents
Go
rushed
Silver
former
Miyagi, gold up
President Trump
$100,
off the
silver
stage.
up $5.
We want to caution you that we don't know exactly who
JDO
said
says
what's captioned on the screen
markets
or why
never
they said
like
it, because it was such a
uncertainty.
chaotic moment, but here it is.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. They said, we're clear. We're good to move. Then he gets up and says, I think I want to put my shoes on. Let's listen close.
And again, that moment of chaos, you hear the screams in the crowd as people are beginning to learn.
I'm just
going to
charge my phone. 10 seconds.
There. Our investigative correspondent, Tom Winter, is with us on the phone. He continues to get reaction and national security details. What can you tell us now?
Lester, while I'm on the phone with you, one of my colleagues is on the phone with the local district attorney in that county who
I'm
tells
just
them
absolutely shocked this is
that the
happening,
alleged
guys.
shooter, the person they believe responsible for this event, is in fact deceased.
So the person
again, to
responsible
repeat,
for
the
this
local
event is
district
dead.
attorney
Nobody
at-
asked any
in the area where
questions.
the Trump
Everyone
rally
just...
is telling one of our colleagues right now that in fact the alleged shooter, the person they believe to be responsible for this, is deceased.
That's it. No
We do not
questions
yet have a
asked.
name
You
or
can't even...
identity
That's
of
it.
that individuals.
That's it, yeah.
We don't know their background, where they may have come from.
They don't know who he
any
is.
sort of
They don't know
personal
what.
motivation.
Oh man, this is
That's
so
information
suspicious.
We're still trying to gather.
Smells
but that's the
smells
headline.
suspicious, man.
The second component of this: 3 senior U.S. law enforcement officials tell myself and colleague Jonathan.
And that
Dean
one reporter said
that
there was
there
2 shooters.
appeared to
Now
have
one
been,
of them is
where they're
deceased.
looking into whether or not several other individuals were shot that were in the crowd.
Right.
Those are not individuals suspected to be involved in
Right,
this.
because if they missed Trump's
either
ear
rally-goers
and
or
shot 2,
bystanders, but they're looking into
bystanders.
whether, at least 2 2 other individuals.
What do you guys think the outcome of this will be?
That's the latest update.
Do you think Trump needs more security?
Indicate to us a couple of things. One, they believe they know who did this. They believe they know where they were, potentially what they were using, and they can now start to do a lot of detailed investigative work. We don't know, although there is no indication at this time, that any other individual was involved, but obviously it's very early and very preliminary on that front. And a lot more work will presumably need to be done.
I think let me just follow up on that. I think you may have answered the question, but we did hear from one witness a bit earlier who seemed to believe that there were 2
gunshots, and you will be able to hear now as they're getting ready to transport the former president. And we see now some heavily armed,
this is crazy,
SWAT team members. But listen to what they say here.
What did they say here? Shoot her down, shoot her down. I hear them say shooters down. See how suspicious is that? They get Trump down, shooters down, da-da-da-da-da. They're so... I bet the left is so pissed that that shooter missed. That's how crazy Democrats are.
And we'll see the former president stand up with the help of a few people.
Let me get my shoes on.
Let me get my shoes.
This guy's a beauty, man. Let me get my shoes on. Come on, put your fist up. Put your fist up.
Trump's still speaking as he raises his fist.
Incredible, guys.
And there,
how do you get shot and then raise your fist?
Well, we're keeping our minds open, too.
And Tom, you and your team certainly have a huge depth of experience in these kind of breaking news matters, especially when they
everyone like the video and subscribe, please. I appreciate it. Like the video and subscribe, please, please, please.
Is it likely this thing is going to unfold very quickly, that they will work backwards from the moment of the shooting and have a pretty good idea of what they're dealing with?
So let's take.
I just can't believe this is happening right now.
With respect to the investigation, if this individual had no identity on him, no sort of background, the FBI would be able to instant fingerprint him at the scene. They would be able
this
to
is
get
so crazy, man. Everyone like the video and subscribe, please. Let's check out the chat. Belly Dance, Arabia. Belly Dance, hey, how are you? Thumbs up. Like the video, I appreciate it. Lone Wolf says, let's wait. We know nothing at this point. Yeah, true. We don't know anything. Steve the Redneck, I appreciate you for subscribing. Please, everyone, like and subscribe.
And they will most certainly be granted to get access to those communications, cell phone
yeah, see, Steve the Redneck is right. If we all subscribe and like the video, this dude can get some more medals. Yes, please.
But we are getting some confirmation. The Butler County DA is now telling us that one spectator has died in this incident.
One spectator has died.
Has been apparently wounded and is in critical condition. And the shooter, as Tom has been reporting,
Jay says Biden doesn't seem to be concerned.
To repeat that news, and this comes via the Butler County
really
DA.
Cole says there's no good Democrats.
At this Trump rally.
Summer says
is
FBI/CIA.
Another is in critical condition, and the shooter, what we believe
Alex
at
Grazer,
this hour,
guess
the
TDS
lone shooter
flesh
is
golems are
also
good for
dead.
more than just
and as our colleague Tom Winter was reporting, they will work very quickly and work backwards,
they won't
and
tell
will
us the
likely know a
facts.
lot about
We'll
this
be fed
individual in a
BS
short
as usual.
amount of
Of course
time.
we'll be fed
You see former
BS.
President Trump
Absolutely.
trying to
They're never
going to
tell us the
while
truth.
being,
Everyone like the
stunned
video and subscribe,
being led
please.
to the safety of an armored vehicle, but it appears that he
Born
is
in
okay.
1964, Teddy Roosevelt moment. Yeah, this is a
we've all
Teddy
been able
Roosevelt
to see
moment.
Some sort of a graze
Jay
type
says shameful,
wound
just shameful.
to his ear. We hear him
H&R AUS says, I saw a black swan.
Away.
If there's actually a black swan, that's crazy.
He continues to turn toward the crowd to offer a sense of assurance that he is okay.
FBI preparing manifesto now. Quantum Allure says FBI is preparing the manifesto.
Stories of hearing these pops.
Everyone like and subscribe.
One woman
please
we had on
subscribe to the channel, like the video.
The shooter, now that we've got that confirmed, her account certainly jibes with what we're getting now from the officials
Donald J.
in
Trump
Butler
last
County,
week. Curtis Charles says,
Pennsylvania.
Joe
And that
put
is
the bullseye on Donald J. Trump last week.
Trying to rally their spirits, and certainly this was several minutes apparently into the former president's rally.
GM in the chat thinks that this is fake. Do you guys think this is fake?
What sounded like
let me
shots,
know if you guys think this is fake.
But we were presuming there were gunshots fired in his direction as he was looking to the right. and a little unclear, he grabs his ear,
here.
and then you can see this team of Secret Service agents quickly swarm him, confirm that he's clear,
this is not fake,
out of danger.
Yeah, I don't think this is fake, guys.
Nullified, and
like
then
whoever's saying this is fake,
escorted
I mean, this is
to his
insane.
vehicle and to safety. That area you're looking at
could
right
have
now
died.
is a
What do
crime
you
scene.
mean
We've
fake?
seen subsequent pictures where you see the police crime tape.
Everyone like
and they will
and
treat it as
subscribe.
any other crime scene and try to get the details of this. We don't know what this means in terms of the exact
guys,
injury that former President Trump received, what treatment he may be receiving, what this will do to his ability to campaign. We certainly, of course, expect to see him in this coming week as the Republican
This won't
National
affect his ability to
Convention
campaign. This is gonna make him more famous than ever. What do you guys think?
In Milwaukee, so RNC officials certainly trying to figure that out. But right now, the greatest concern is. From that angle is the health of the former president,
crazy.
And of course thoughts also turning now to
Lone Wolf. Trump
the
is
one
epic.
spectator
Luke Farley.
who
Imagine
was
the
killed
other
in
people
this,
that got shot,
another
laying there
spectator
bleeding out,
who was in
and everyone
critical
is
condition
cheering.
from a wound
that's pretty
sustained
sad.
during all this. NBC's Dasha Burns is
Trump
just
was the only
outside that
one
Trump
who was ready
rally
to
north
die
of
for this
Pittsburgh.
country
She has
and
been
government.
giving us
I don't see
plenty of
Biden ready
updates
to-
here.
well, he is
Dasha,
ready to
as you've
go,
heard, we've
but
now been able to
not for
confirm
Americans.
that, at least one spectator has been killed in this, and the shooter
Born in
himself is dead.
1964. Better hurry up with the VP announcement.
Lester,
Belly
just
dance,
for those
Trump heart.
who are joining us in this moment, just a reminder that
Darren
our
Smith says,
team,
"What a shame
we were
that
in
he
the
or
press
she
pen
missed." Darren, you
when this
must not
happened.
like Trump.
We were in front of a
you're
camera,
insane.
just getting off camera as the former
Dane
president
Smith,
started to
didn't
speak. Just a
Biden
few minutes
promise
into
that
his
the
speech,
adults are in the
this
room
this
and that he would
transpired.
restore
We ran for
normalcy?
cover as we were trying to figure out what exactly had happened.
Marvelous
Initially thinking
Bombardier.
it was fireworks, then realizing it could be something more serious, and now, of course, we know. Deadly.
Everyone like the
I
video,
am in the
please.
parking
Please
lot
like
right
the video.
now,
Subscribe.
just outside of this venue. This is where press and general attendees have had their cars parked. This is where we evacuated to when we were told to leave the site that is now a crime scene. And I've been running into witnesses here as people have been trying to
Darren
find their
Smith
cars,
says,
trying
"Hi,
to make their
everyone."
way out. And
Todd
that is where I
Thompson,
ran
boot
into
Darren.
a man named Joseph,
I mean,
and I want to
Darren,
introduce him to you now.
you're
And
saying that
as we
it's a
just
shame that
learned,
the
Joseph,
shooter
you weren't
missed. I
listening
think
to the
that's insane.
program here, but Lester Holt, NBC News, just reporting that one of the attendees has deceased, has died from
That's sad.
injuries
Hold on,
as
I'm
a
gonna
result
plug my
of the
phone
shooting.
in the charger.
Joseph, you told me off camera that you may have witnessed this, and I'm so sorry to be talking to you in this tragic moment, but can you describe what it is that you saw?
I was attending the rally. I was in the set of bleachers, the very far left of the podium.
This guy was
where
in the
Donald
bleachers.
Trump was President Trump was speaking. I was there with friends. I heard several gunshots. The man beside me suffered a gunshot wound to the head.
No, he got shot in the head.
Was
See, they could have.
instantly killed.
There you go. They could
Fell
have
to
killed
the
Trump,
bottom
and
of
the other guy was
bleachers.
shot in the
Another
head.
woman looked like she got hit in the forearm or hand. And then at that point in time, it was rather chaotic at that point because half the people were looking because they thought it was fireworks. I knew it was gunshots right away.
Okay,
My
Lighty
friends,
Plays says, but Trump's ear happened to
hit the
be in
deck.
the way.
I was kind of looking around just trying to see where the shots were coming from. It seemed to me like the
Signed
shots
book
were coming from
collector.
behind
This
the
is
bleachers. It
disturbing.
seemed to me
This
the man
could
got
cause
hit
even more
in the head
division.
from behind.
Absolutely.
He was
Floyd
killed instantly,
Razzani.
as far as I could tell. And at that point,
Manchurian candidates.
a state police and a SWAT team.
Bobby Grace, crime
started
scene.
evacuating the bleachers, and then I helped
Right
carry
as
the
if
man
we
out
will
of the
find out the
bleachers to a
detail.
tent
We'll
that
never
was
find
behind
out the real details,
the
guys.
bleachers.
You helped carry the man yourself. What was his condition when you were carrying him?
He's deceased.
This guy's this is insane.
How close were you to him?
A couple yards. I mean, it wasn't very
Damn.
far.
This guy just
Did you know the
witnessed
man?
someone
No,
shot.
it's a police ranger. They put a towel over his head and then carried him off.
And you said there was another woman nearby who was also injured. Where was she in relation to him?
I
Man,
believe she was
someone
in the
got
bleachers,
shot
like either
in the
behind,
head and
above
was
me, or just
instantly
to the
dead.
side of
That's
him.
the bullet that missed
But it
Trump.
seemed like she was kind
So
of at
Trump
my
was
flank, and then
literally
she flinched,
millimeters
and it
from
looked
death,
like she
guys. This
had
is not
taken a
fake.
gunshot wound to the forearm and hand.
Everyone like the
Joseph,
video
from
and
where
subscribe,
I
please. I
was,
appreciate you.
Standing, we heard multiple gunshots, 8 to 11 shots. We've been hearing
Silver
it replayed on
Miyagi
the
seeing video
here.
of someone down on a nearby rooftop.
Do you remember? Can you tell? I know it
Alper.
was a chaotic scene, but at
Really
what,
cold.
At
Buddy's
what
an
point was
actor.
it
No one got
immediately when you
hurt.
heard the gunshots that he was
You
shot, or
think
was it
this guy's an actor?
later on into the firing?
The first 7, he was hit, and she was hit within the first 7 shots. I counted 7 shots.
I heard 7 or 8 shots too.
What was going through your mind? You were
yeah,
right there.
It
I
missed,
know it happened so quickly.
born in
but what can you
1964
tell us
says
about those
missed
moments?
Trump by 1/4. Absolutely.
First, I was in shock because I know what gunshots sound like, so I knew they were
Well,
gunshots.
GM says, how can you miss Trump and shoot a random guy in the head? Fishy, if you ask me. Well, if you're shooting from the side and it clips your ear, that bullet is going to go into the crowd. And if it hits someone, you're dead.
I couldn't quite tell where they were coming from. But
everyone like the video and subscribe, please. Like.
And it killed one man and wounded another woman.
And Joseph, you told me that you're a doctor. You're
Lighty
an
Play says, I'm
OBGYN.
telling you, shooter seen his ex-wife
How
in the
did that
public,
background play into
but Trump's
how
ear
quickly
was in
you
the
were sort
way.
of able to assess the situation and know what happened to these individuals and know what was going on?
Well, I told the police. I tried to render assistance. I told
Iguana
the police.
Rana says, reminds me when
they had
Luis
another position on the EMT team,
Donaldo
so they kind of took over.
Colosio,
So they
a
didn't really
Mexican
need me, so I kind of
politician,
helped carry him
economist, and
down initially
institutional
out of the
Revolutionary
bleachers.
Party presidential candidate who was assassinated.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't the man that got hit. There was no assistance.
Absolutely. Thank you, Silver Miyagi. Like and subscribe. Yes, please, like and subscribe,
It seemed like he
everyone.
had several family members in the bleacher with him, and they were quite upset. They didn't know. They were in shock. They didn't quite know what's going on. But
yeah, this is
the man
crazy,
was
guys.
definitely killed instantaneously.
Could you tell us sort of how many family members or people who knew him were with him and what was their reaction?
I thought there was 5 people. They were
Like and subscribe. Like
two
and
of them were
subscribe.
relatively hysterical.
Oh,
So, but
yeah.
They were, when we took the man out of the
Imagine
bleachers,
going
he
to a
went
rally
the
and then having a family
tent.
member
There was
get
an
shot in the
8-10
head.
or
That's
something
insane,
tent
guys.
behind the bleachers where they took the body, and they immediately
Jose
evacuated
Solis.
the family with them. And
Glad
2
we
out
have
of
God
the
on
5,
our
it seemed
side.
were,
Yes, sir.
in shock, hysterical. Like they were still trying to process what was going on.
Joseph, from where I was standing, we heard the shots. We saw the president go down.
I saw President Trump get hit.
This guy's seen
Can you tell
Trump
us
get hit.
What details you remember?
It seemed like his head was off to the side, and it seemed like he got nicked in the ear.
Was that before
Bro, that's
the
inches
Secret
of
Service
death.
took him down to the ground, covered him?
Right before the Secret Service. I mean, it was maybe. Again, it's hard to tell. Like,
Darren
time
Smith
dilates
says,
when, like,
Ivan, I
this just
believe
seemed
that
like it was a
Trump's
second or
ego
two.
saved him.
Like that first
Darren,
7 shots
just stop
that
it.
went off, the man got hit. He was killed almost instantly. The woman in the bleachers,
Born
she
in
got injured, like she
1964.
got hit in the
Yeah,
forearm in the hand.
absolutely.
And then in those rounds that were fired, again, I was videoing the event, so that's why I saw Trump get hit.
I just think
And it
this is
seemed to
going
me
to
like
cause
looking at-
something
he
like
was
big.
looking
This
to
is
the
going to
side
be
and
like
the
this is
round
big
raised his ear.
problems now.
So
Could you tell the gentleman that was hit in the head what angle he was in relation to the former president, like which direction the bullets were coming from?
Yeah. What direction?
So it looked like he was facing the president at the very far
Lone
left
Wolf says,
portion of
what
the
lucky Trump had. Yeah,
of the
course, man.
bleachers. So he's directly facing it. Again, it seemed to me like the shots were coming from the rear, like behind us. And for me, it seemed like the man was in the way. Like, I guess.
In the way of the former president.
No, it seemed like the man was in the way of the shots between whoever was shooting the gun and the president.
Did you guys just hear what he said?
The man was hit. It seemed like he was in the crossfire.
Did you guys hear what he just said?
And I know.
Did you guys hear what he just
in
said?
shock and still processing all of this.
Hold on, let's pause that for a second. This guy just said that it seemed like there was a shooter, and the shooter that they're blaming that died or deceased was in the crossfire. So there was another sniper. Listen to what he just said.
No, it seemed like the man was in the way of the shots between whoever was shooting the gun and the president. The man was hit. It seemed like he was in the crossfire.
And I know. And I know you're in shock
Bro,
and still processing all of this.
I don't know. This
It's
is
sort of hard
suspicious,
to
guys.
Evaluate our own emotions in this moment, but
Smitty25
you just experienced
CA.
something
Yes,
horrific.
terrible assassin. Very bad, very
what
bad.
can you
he
tell us
barely
about your
scratched me.
state of mind right now?
He's a total failure. Dane Smith.
I
thought the
I've
Trump
had opportunities
mugshot
to go to
was
these
a
rallies
timeless
before.
part
It's the
of
first one I
history.
ever
Now
went
it's
to.
his fist
Had,
raised
time
and
off to
bloody
go do
ear
it.
with
I was
Secret
kind of excited
Service.
to go, but
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely,
it's-
Dane Smith. That fist,
everyone,
fist raised with
everyone,
bloody
you know,
ear.
it's
That'll be
something you don't expect.
that's
It comes out of the
legendary.
blue. It's like a bolt out of the blue, and it's just.
RS says
it's shocking.
Secret Service agent was compromised. Very possible.
You know, the way politics goes in this country, it just seems like it's really polarized. Everyone's just very angry.
Iguana Rana,
honestly
God
shocked
is
this
on our
didn't happen
side.
earlier.
Yes. You know what's crazy?
I was
This guy
commenting to my
just
friend
said
who
that
went
the guy
to the event
who
with me.
was
I was like,
supposedly the
back
shooter
behind the
seemed like
bleachers
he
is really
was
open.
got
It
hit
seems like
in
a really open
crossfire.
venue, and it's just, I got this sense, if someone
just-
really wanted
I
to do
don't
something.
know,
Again,
man.
I was openly talking to her.
Everyone
I was
hit the like button and subscribe. Please
if something
like.
bad was going to be happening. This is the perfect
Belly
venue.
Dan
I
says,
just said this like an hour before it happened.
This
I
is
was like,
great
this
for
would be the
gold and
perfect place
silver.
to
Buy
do it.
silver now.
And,
Christopher Sturm says,
surprisingly enough, it happened.
Pennsylvania, it had to
A
happen
devastatingly prescient observation
in
from
PA.
you.
Marlis, I think he's
Let me ask you
using
one more
crossfire
question
incorrectly.
because
He was just in the way
from
from
where
what
I
he said.
was, there was confusion.
Okay, yeah,
then
that makes
Trump
sense.
stood up and there were some cheers, and then people sort of remained, those that were in sort
Silver
of the immediate
Miyagi
zone
says
where you
interview
were,
of someone near shooter said Secret Service blew shooter's head off.
cheering, talking, trying to figure out what was going on.
I mean, that's what they should do if someone's trying to assassinate Trump.
How quickly did you know that whether or not there was still a dangerous situation? It seemed like people sort of started to try
Everyone
to
like the video, please.
quickly,
Like, comment, subscribe.
Right? So how soon did you know whether or not it was even safe? Did you want to get out of there? What did you witness in sort of the immediate aftermath once the shots stopped?
Well, see, back to the shops went off, everyone thought it was a prank. Everyone, I think, got a sense, like when I looked out into the crowd, everyone thought I think the initial reaction, everyone thought it was a prank. I knew better it was a gunshot because I just saw a guy get hit.
Christopher Sturm says, like, thank you for liking the video. Belly Dance, thumbs up, like, thank you so much, Belly Dance, Christopher Sturm.
It wasn't immediately
Jerry
clear to the crowd
how
that
are
didn't
you?
witness what you witnessed, that this was, in fact, a dangerous and deadly situation.
Oh, it was a dangerous and deadly situation. The problem is it's a large crowd.
JD says, how could Secret Service allow this, ...
I think
unless...
they were, again, my sense was they were being shot from behind, so they sounded a bit muffled. So it sounded more like a firecracker going off. So I think the initial reaction from the people around me were like,
probably a
okay,
silencer,
someone brought fireworks. I just knew better. I know what gunshots sound like.
Smitty25CA says the only play
when I saw the
Democrats
guy
have left. I mean,
took a gunshot
it's
wound to the
not
head,
out of the
and
question.
I saw the woman that got hit in
They
the
put him
forearm
in.
and the
They
hand.
put him
I
in
just knew
court.
there wasn't fireworks.
They tried to throw him in jail.
I don't think. I
They
think the
put a
majority of the crowd
mugshot
didn't
on him.
understand that it was gunfire.
Now they're literally assassinating him.
I think people took it really seriously when the
what do you guys
SWAT team
think is
started
next?
jumping over the rails.
RS is
So
military-industrial complex. Absolutely.
I don't know what to
think
say outside
too.
of that.
Joseph, I know this.
I think something suspicious
I can't
here,
imagine
guys.
what it takes to describe what you just witnessed in these moments, right in the aftermath. So we thank you so much for sharing.
We're happy to.
Lester.
Sue and Sam said this guy
thank you
wouldn't
for
be able to
that
speak
account.
this calm.
No one should have to,
Lone Wolf
fear
said they
for their
will try
life going to a
again.
political
Belly
rally.
Dance
Something
says
that is
Black Swan event is
uniquely
next.
American. But these people have experienced the horror of someone opening fire on the crowd, and a former president who was, of course, the headliner at this rally tonight. As we've been reporting, one spectator is dead, another is in critical condition. The shooter, this all according to the Butler County DA, the shooter is also deceased. Our senior White House correspondent Kelly O'Donnell joins us again. Kelly, you have a new statement from President Biden.
That's correct, Lester. This is from President Biden, who is in Rehoboth, and he talks about this incident. He begins by saying, I've been briefed on the shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania. I'm grateful to hear that he's safe and doing well.
Shut up, Biden. Biden, you liar.
I'm praying for him and his family and for all those who are at the rally as we await further information. Jill and I are grateful to the Secret Service for getting him to safety. There's no place for this kind of violence.
Okay, let's be real. This guy didn't form one sentence of this. Biden didn't say any word of this. The guy can't even.
In America, we must unite as one nation to condemn it. The words of Joe Biden after learning about this incident involving his.
Biden is not uniting the nation whatsoever. I don't believe he wrote that. I believe his freaking advisors wrote
predecessor
that.
And his current rival in the political environment of this 2024 campaign. The president has been briefed by top officials. He has been talking with Homeland Security officials, and he is at his home in Rehoboth, Delaware, where he has a full complement of the things needed for the office, where he can get the income streams of all the relevant information. This first statement coming from President Biden, I would not be at all surprised if we don't hear more from him tonight as new developments take place. Lester?
All right, Kelly, thank you for that. Terry Schultz is with the Butler County, Pennsylvania District Attorney's Office and was at the rally. Everyone, before we move on, please like the video and subscribe. I appreciate it a lot. She is still there and joins me on the phone. Terry, first of all, if you can just walk us through what you saw, where you were in this crowd.
You know what? We didn't have VIP seats. We were a few rows back, enough that we could, see.
Belly Dan says not one Democrat is condemning this.
The former president, and then we were all standing
Catherine J. Hernandez, no problem. I appreciate you. Like the video, please. I appreciate you all.
there, watching the jumbotrons. They had put him on. And the next thing we did was we hear 3 shots. I see kind of his head, the former president's head, go sideways. You know, you can see kind of like, you know.
Iguanarana, Biden has no clue what's going on. Yeah, Biden has no clue what's going on. He didn't write that statement.
Blood, and at that point, I wasn't looking at anything. I was with some friends. They were like, you need to get down. Everybody get down. The people around me, there were some
It's 8 p.m. in Delaware. Biden has his jammies on, Marlis says.
People crying. And to be honest with you,
the only thing is, how did Biden get a statement this quick? How did they get the shooter so fast? No names, just...
At the time this happened, I wasn't even sure they were gunshots. But then we heard like 3 or 4 shots, and then we heard shots kind of returned. A friend of mine videotaped that, and we just watched that, and that's what we saw and what we heard.
From your vantage point, were you able to see where the shots were coming from? Was it obvious?
It was not, but you could hear them, and as soon as you heard the shots, your head turned towards the left. We have a route that runs out.
Well, guys, this is absolutely crazy. I just, I appreciate you guys all joining in on the live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I'm going to do more of these live streams as well. So as everything, as more news comes out, we'll do more of these live streams. I appreciate you guys all, and yeah, catch you guys later. Like the video and subscribe. Take care, guys.